And Yeah. All right. District Court for County of Washington, State of Michigan is now in session. All those having business before the court draw near, the Honorable Justice Junkies.
You may be seated. What was that? Just like, good morning. Wow.
Solemn for the
What?
court. I was being, respectful and solemn for the administration
So
of justice.
when did that change happen? You've never been that way.
Woke up this morning.
I woke up this morning and said, I'm going to be solemn. Okay, all right, very good. They're in custody
Yes.
on Zoom. Court calls the case of the people versus Timothy Haslam.
Good morning. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Haslam. Mr. Haslam, please state your name for the record.
Timothy Haslam.
Mr. Haslam is obviously in Macomb County. I have been trying to meet with him. They use an online system that is just not functioning correctly with my computer. I've had IT working on it. So I haven't met with Mr. Haslam. I know this is a time-served recommendation. However, there is a discussion about HIDA. And I would like
in this case.
Right.
Oh.
And I would like to explain that to him. He is being held in Macomb County on I think a $50,000 bond. An exam is scheduled for, I want to say June 6th, but I'm not sure if that's correct, in the next couple of weeks. So I asked for an adjournment of the sentencing. I apologize to Mr. Haslam. I'm working on trying to get out there, or I might have to go there, but their online system is giving me some issues.
All right. Mr. Haslam?
Yes.
You've got another case here. Another misdemeanor complaint that alleges that on or about November 25th, 2024, location in Pittsfield Township on Carpenter Road, that you did operate a motor vehicle while your license was suspended, denied, and or revoked. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
Yes.
Okay. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine plus court cost, 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court cost. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
All right. First question I have for you is, do you wish to be represented by an attorney?
Yes.
All right. This is a public defender case.
Can we,
Do you need the case number on that?
no, that's okay.
All right.
We'd waive formal reading and stand mute to the charges.
All right. Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea in this matter. Casey.
Yes, sir.
All right. I will set his bond at a 1,010% bond, so he gets credit. That was his warrant amount. Now, what's my next sentencing day?
May 28th at 12 p.m.
Do you think, Ms. Perrini, you'll get whatever needs to be solved by May 28th?
I think so. If I can't get the online system, I think I can request an in-person, and go out to Macomb.
All right. And I don't want to bring him back twice on this pre-trial, so let's do this. I'll set your pre-trial, Mr. Haslam, on the one that I just arraigned you on, that case. I'll set that for a pre-trial. Well, problem's going to be I won't have Siller here on the 28th.
It's a trial docket in the morning, but yeah.
The sentencing would be in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Give me my next, let's do it this way, because this other one is, give me my next pretrial date, and I'll just set the sentencing at a special time.
Okay, so pretrial would be June 4th.
All right. I'll set the pretrial in your other matter for June 4th, 2025 at 9. Okay. And then I'll set your sentencing on this case also for that June 4th, 2025 at 9. That'd be a special time for a sentencing, but that way you don't have to come back twice. All right. All right. Thank you. Court does call the case of People versus Jenny Glue.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Ms. Liu. Ms. Liu, please state your name for the record.
Oh, she's unmuted, I think now.
Jenny Lou.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, today's date and time set for sentencing. We have reviewed the pre-sentence report and don't have any material changes, additions, or deletions. We do ask that you adopt probation's recommendation. Ms. Liu has been incarcerated at the Huron Valley Prison for many years now. So I think a credit for time served sentence is appropriate.
All right. Ms. Liu, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
No, sir.
All right. On the count 1 assault and battery, $125 statutory fees, 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. On count 2, the assault and battery, $50 statutory fees, 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. All right. Thank you, Ms. Liu. Good luck to you.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you.
Court calls case People versus Logan Cyrus.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Cyrus. Mr. Cyrus, please state your name for the record.
Logan Cyrus.
Your Honor, we have reviewed the pre-sentence report and don't have any changes. We also reviewed the recommendation and asked that this court adopt it. He did do the maximum time on this charge.
All right, and he's still in.
He is, when I asked if he knew when he was going to be released, he doesn't know at this point.
Okay.
So I don't know when he's going to be able to pay the restitution.
Got it. Sir, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sentence of the court, $125 statutory fees, $540.14 restitution to Meyer payable through the court. That will be due 90 days after his release. I'll order 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. Thank you.
Thanks.
Court calls case People versus Elijah Kyler.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Elijah Kyler, who appears via Zoom. Sir, can you please state your name for the court?
Elijah Kyler.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are here for an amended sentencing. We have had the opportunity to review the PSIR. Of course, still no corrections to that. As to the amended recommendation for the restitution, we would ask the court to adopt it. My client does understand that. And we are asking if the court would make that amount of restitution payable 6 months after his release. His max out date is September of this year.
Got it. Okay. Sir, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Sentence of the court, $125 statutory fees, $300 restitution to Andover Police Department payable through the court. That will be due 90 days after release. And I'll order 180 days in jail, credit 180 days served. Okay? Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Take care,
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Kyler.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Kyler.
I think.
Court does call the case, People versus Yolanda Woods. That's all my in custody.
Yes.
Hello.
Her attorney, Mr. Davis, is also.
All right.
Yes, good. Good morning, Your Honor. Bruce Davis, P 76203, appearing with Yolanda Woods, who's present via Zoom.
So Woods, could you identify yourself, please?
Yes, Yolanda Woods.
All right. Go ahead. This date and time set for sentencing, counsel.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. I had a chance to review the pre-sentence report. No corrections, deletions, or additions. And the recommendation is in line with what the prosecutor and I discussed. I think the deferral program is good for her. She doesn't have any prior criminal history, no thefts or anything like that. She's 54. She's working. She's working for Eastern Michigan in a clerical position. We asked the court to adopt the recommendation as is.
Ma'am, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No.
All right. Sentence of the court, place you on 4 months prosecutor deferred sentence. You're to pay $480 fines and costs, $125 probation oversight fees. When can you get that paid, ma'am?
I can pay half today and half on the 13th of next month.
Okay, so $300 today.
Yes.
All right. And then the balance, you said you could pay it by the 13th, so I'll make it the balance by June 16th,
Okay, thank you.
2025. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete a theft class. You're to do that within the next 60 days. You're to complete 25 hours of community service as directed by probation. No going to any Walmart store in the state of Michigan. I will set a review hearing September 10th, 2025 at 9 a.m. I'll order 90 days in jail that is suspended. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you. All right. Take care.
Yeah.
Court calls case People versus Jonathan Weber.
Morning, Judge John Shea appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Weber for sentencing.
Go ahead.
Judge, Mr. Weber's before you on his first offense. He's 63 years old. The BAC was not low, but not hugely high either. It was 0.156. It was a very minor accident. And by that, I mean, it was a very slow speed rear end. And it's a matter of him being drunk and not adequately giving himself enough room to stop at a red light. Very little damage, both cars drivable, that kind of thing. He was completely honest with the police. When they asked him if he had been drinking, he said yes. When they asked how much, he told them. When they said when, he told them. So there was no screwing around. He's been responsible since this case. He's sober. He's enrolled in an IOP, complete it next week. He's had negative tests through community corrections. He's had negative tests in the IOP program itself. They ETG him every week. He's prepared to pay his fines and costs today. He's reported this to the bar. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do. And he looks great and he feels great. So in a sense, I'll let him tell you this himself, but in a sense, this has been unfortunate that it happens in this way, but he's happy to be sober. I'd ask the court follow the recommendation. I think it's fair.
Mr. Weber, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
Yes, Your Honor. I am very sorry that this happened. It has been something I've been very careful about in the past, and I blew it. The only positive thing is being in the IOP, those people are really good, and I don't think I'm ever going to drink again. I think 40 years of drinking is enough, and I have every intention of never drinking again. And thank you for your patience.
Sometimes it's all I have, right? All right. All right. And Mr. Weber, as I indicated, I do know of you, and sometimes bad things happen sometimes for a good reason, right?
That's exactly what I said to my sister.
Pardon?
Right after the accident, after I spent the night in jail, I called my sister. I said, I was in an accident last night. It might be the best thing that ever happened.
Okay. And the other thing I was going to point out is that also being aware of you, there's a lot of good things that you've done throughout your life and career. And certainly this, I think the important thing to note is that doesn't erase any of that, right?
Thank you.
All right. The court does acknowledge that this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, it does believe that there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. Specifically, the alcohol assessment, screening and assessment identifies the benefit of an IOP program as well as random testing. Therefore, I will follow probation's recommendation of a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance with recommended treatment. It's therefore the sentence of the court that I would place you on 12 months probationary term. You're to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $360 probation oversight fees. That is going to be paid today. Is that correct? All right. There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete your IOP treatment program at U of M with status reports to probation. You're to attend one AA meeting per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation. I'll continue the sober link for an additional 30 days in lieu of 4 days in jail. I'll order 93 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is suspended.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Court does call the case of the people versus Sequandala Middleton. I messed that up again.
Covered on behalf of Miss Middleton. Good morning, Judge. Miss Middleton, please state your name.
Sequandala Middleton.
I always want to put another, I want to break the syllables apart in a different way. I apologize again, ma'am. All right, go ahead, counsel.
So thank you, Judge. So we are here for sentencing. We have reviewed the report. I've spoke about it with Miss Middleton. We have no additions, corrections, deletions, no changes to be made to it. I just would add, so when Miss Middleton was speaking to Agent Pilara, the number she got for fines and costs was $848. The report says 1010. She can make that happen, but we are asking for a little relief. She is paying off fines and costs in other cases in other courts. She is ready to put this behind her. She can make a $300 payment tomorrow, and after that asks for a $50 payment plan. Other than that, Judge, I've got nothing to add. You know, Miss Middleton is ready to set this behind her and move forward with her life. She's taken quite a few steps in the last few months to turn around her past. Nothing further.
Ms. Middleton, anything you want to tell the court before I impose sentence?
No.
All right. You said you could make the $300 payment, said tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, but you can make it by Friday for certain. Okay.
Yes.
And then you want to. Okay. On the count 6, larceny less than 200, $455 fines and costs, $700 restitution to Meyer payable through the court. You're to pay $300 of that by May 16, 2025, then $50 per month thereafter until that's paid in full. I'll order 93 days in jail. Credit for 10 days served. The balance is suspended. On the count 7, larceny 200 to 1,000. $555 fines and costs, 365 days in jail, credit 10, balance is suspended. That $50 or those fines and costs will be paid with the $50 per month payment. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Jordan Hartmeyer.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Hartmeyer. General, I have not had contact with Mr. Hartmeyer. I did attempt to make contact with him. I don't see him in the courtroom. I'm not sure if he's present on Zoom. I don't have an explanation for his failure to appear. I would request an adjournment of the sentencing hearing.
Okay, I'm Teresa Clare on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Hartmeyer, this is his second sentencing hearing. He's failed to complete his pre-sentence interview appointment with the probation department. This is now the second time. Given that he's not compliant with that and also not present, probation is asking for a bench.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $25,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately. Court calls case People versus Nakoa Nelson.
Good afternoon, or good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson, please state your name for the record.
Nakoa Nelson.
And I did speak with Mr. Nelson regarding his missed court date and his missed PSI appointment. He is willing and able to complete everything he needs to do before his next sentencing date. I do ask that you adopt probation's recommendation. He is, the court knows this, but just as a reminder, he just did get out of inpatient at Bear River, did transitional housing, and now is working with an organization up north in Gaylord to, he's living in his own place and is sober. So he's doing really well. We just need to, get him to complete his PSI, which I think I did send him some reminders. So I think that will help. But again, we're just asking that the court adopt the recommendation.
And Teresa Clare on behalf of probation. Your Honor, it was brought to my attention yesterday that Mr. Nelson also has 2 pending felony cases that came through. I'm not sure if the court has those.
I don't have those with me now.
Let me see if where they are.
He's got 2.
They indicated two new felony cases. They were just entered.
They were just entered.
Yeah.
He's not been arraigned on those, or?
I do have case numbers if you want those, or I'm not sure if the court wants to address those.
Well, why don't, the problem is, well, it's not really a problem for me, but what will happen is Mr. Nelson will have to come back to get arraigned and then have to come for what kind of cases are they?
I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I was just advised of them, Your Honor. One is a larceny in a building. Other is an uttering and publishing counterfeit bills or notes.
Okay. I don't have those in front of me right now. So, and they just got entered. So.
Well, I can reach out to the magistrate's office and see if maybe we can, since he is in Gaylord, see if they can do a quote unquote walk-in Zoom arraignment and
then get them set and then comes back for me. Okay. All right. Real good. All right. So what I will do in these cases, Mr. Nelson, is I'm going to re-refer you to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report on both cases. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have the $75 re-referral fee, or where are you with?
Yeah, I don't have it at this time, this moment, but I am working, so it shouldn't be anything to pay that.
Okay.
Coming up soon.
So what I'm going to do is you need to pay the re-referral fee. I'll make that due and payable. I'll give you a couple weeks to get that in. Okay.
Okay.
Just pay it by May 30th. We'll do it that way. Pay it before the end of the month.
All right.
And then I'll set a PSI appointment. Is that going to be obviously via Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor, I will conduct that, via Zoom or telephone with.
Okay. I'll set it for May 15th, 2025 at 1 p.m. So tomorrow. I'll adjourn your sentencing to May 28, 2025 at 12 p.m. That's on both cases. There's only one re-referral fee. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Kevin, is it Stichler?
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Mr. Stitchler, who appears via Zoom. Sir, can you please unmute and state your name for the court?
Is Kevin Stitchler.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today is the day and time set for sentencing. We have had the opportunity to review the PSIR as well as the recommendation. As to report, we have no material changes or corrections, and we would be respectfully requesting that the court adopt probation's recommendation.
All right. Sir, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
No, I appreciate getting this taken care of. I'm cleaning up my damage that I did, and I'm just respectful to the court and appreciative of everything that has been done. Thank you, Natalie, too.
All right. Sentence of the court, $480 fines and costs. When can you get that paid, sir?
Your Honor, I just got my license back and I'm pursuing a better job. Right, I had come out of rehab and have been working at the House of Meats. They just haven't been giving me enough hours. So if I could get a payment plan started with you guys, I owe Lenaway for the same.
How much, what type of payment plan do you need?
If I can do $25 to $50, somewhere in that range a month.
What day do you want to make it payable? I'll do it for you.
I can start this week.
All right. So what I'll do is I'll just indicate $50 per month on starting on the May 16th. Well, I'll make it May 19th.
I appreciate that.
All right. And then 90 days in jail that is suspended. All right. Thank you. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
Court calls case, People versus Juwan Wilson.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Wilson. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Juwan Wilson.
Your Honor, we did review the pre-sentence report. We don't have any material changes, additions, or deletions. We did also review the recommendation. We believe that it to be fair, and we ask that you adopt it.
Sir, anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
Oh, sir.
Sentence of the court, 4 months prosecutor deferred sentence. You're to pay $480 fines and costs, $120 probation oversight fees. When can you get that paid, sir?
I'll say before the 4 months is up.
Pardon?
Before the 4 months is up.
Okay, but how are you going to pay it?
Do you have like an amount monthly you think you can pay?
Yeah, $50 a month. I could pay 100 today.
Okay, that's a good start. 100 today. And then how much are you going to pay each month? You're going to have to actually get it done in 3 months if we're going to do the 4 month.
Yeah, before the 4 months. I'm not sure how much that is.
I can't do the math off the top of my head, but it's
He'll have 500 due
after the 100.
after the 100.
250 on.
After that. That's something you can do?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, then $250 per month until that's paid. There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You're to complete a theft class. You're to do that within the next 60 days. You're to complete 25 hours of community service as directed by probation. You're not to go to any Walmart store in the state of Michigan. I'll set a review hearing that's to be held on September 10th, 2025 at 9 a.m. I'll order 90 days in jail. Credit 3, balance is suspended. Thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Frederick Warden. Oh.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Warden. Jordan, please unmute and state your name for the record.
Frederick James Worden, the second.
Your Honor, today's date time set for sentencing, Mr. Borden still needs to complete his Von Schwartz assessment. I do ask that you adopt probation's recommendation. He does have.
Why didn't he do it?
I would defer to Mr. Borden. He did tell me this morning that he has the packet that he needs to fill out prior to doing the assessment. When do you think you're gonna have that finished, Mr. Borden?
I didn't know how to I don't have a good excuse. I didn't know how to do the money order thing that I'm supposed to send with it, but I have my daughter helping me with it and I can have it done by today. I do have it, know how long it takes to ship it through the mail, all that stuff, but I do have it completed and I just have to send it in the money order. So I mean, it's
We refer to defendant to Von Schwartz for an alcohol screening and assessment. He's to pay a $75 re-referral fee. He's to pay that today to the court. I'll adjourn his sentencing to June 11, 2025, 9 a.m. That sentencing will be in person. All right. Thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Jessica Duff.
Your Honor, Dan Garrett on behalf of Jessica Duff stepping forward.
Jessica Duff.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we've reviewed the pre-sentence report. It is accurate. I'm asking Your Honor to follow the recommendation. Of note, financially, my client paid the restitution entirely today, has brought cash to make sure the victim's made whole on that, as well as her fines and costs. I want to point out how proud I am. Ms. Duff has proactively completed her Dawn Farm program, and she's been on the scram now, I think, almost 6 months without one violation. Tribute to her sobriety and her commitment to doing what the court asked her to do.
Yeah, Teresa Claire on behalf of probation. Your Honor, the victim, Amy Hudson, is present. She would like to make a statement.
All right. I just have it.
Good morning.
State your name, please.
My name is Amy Hudson, AMEE, last name's Hudson, HUDSON.
All right, go ahead.
So on August 31st, you changed my life forever. You made the decision to get behind the wheel of a car drunk. You drove into the back of my car. I was sitting at a stoplight. Not only did you drive drunk, but you were speeding. I will never forget the sound that haunts me to this day. By throwing me around in the car like I weighed nothing after the pressure of your vehicle blew out the back tire sitting in the driver's seat, which broke, by the way, along with the seatbelt. The airbags burning into me and the pain. I honestly don't remember much about getting out of the car, except for the look on the passerby face. The driver's door was broken. It took both of us to get me out. He stood there with tears running down his face, telling me not to swallow due to the blood pouring from my mouth and face. From my nose and mouth, excuse me. The pain from my left side and hip was worse than pain I'd ever described, that I could not even realize I was bleeding, burned on my elbow. My left hand was completely damaged. I ended up going to the same hospital, to the same ER as you. You did not know it, but I was in line in front of you. As I cried in pain, I listened to you laughing and joking with the officers. Not once did you ask about the other driver or what you did or what was going on. There was no remorse. For nearly 7 weeks, I was on crutches. This did not include the 7 days beforehand that I was completely bedridden. I cannot drive past that street without shaking. If someone comes up behind me too fast at a stoplight, it's hard for me to even breathe at times. You did this to me. You made the choice to drive drunk. The permanent effects from this vehicle accident that I have to live with the rest of my life, just to state a few. I have permanent scars from the burns from the airbags. I will never get to feel what it feels like to put a ring on my wedding finger again. It is damaged to be unfixed. I walk with a limp. I have permanent damage done to the side of my face, to the right side of my face. I have permanent damage done to the left side of my whole body. that will never be able to be repaired. After grueling months of physical therapy, which I'm still going through, multiple surgeries, I will never get any of that time back. The only income that came out of this was that I learned one thing about the justice system, and that is that they're not always your friend. The victims are the ones that pay, and the criminals are the ones that are made to look like the heroes. I have fought every single day for my voice to be heard. I have fought every day for the insurance companies, for justice to be served as today, and for you to be sentenced for this. I am asking for the court to give you the highest recommendation can be, including having it be to where anytime you get into a vehicle, you have to blow. I'm also asking for the restitution, which does not even cover half of what I've lost or what I've had to pay for. It's only for what I could find the receipts for of the rental vehicles and for the towing, which is $2,700, I believe $40.21. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I have $2,720.80.
I did not have the amount in front of me.
Oh,
Is the reason why I was saying that. I did not have that. And that does not include, that's only the receipts I could find of the rental. It was I had a loaner vehicle. So that's what I was driving. So while the insurance companies were fighting, I had to rent a vehicle until he could get his money back. And then he proceeded to work on my vehicle. So but that was.
Are you telling me that there's additional restitution?
Yes, there is, but I'm not charging for that because I could not provide the receipts. I only had until May 7th. And unfortunately, one of the places that I rented the vehicles from closed their doors at the end of last year. So I was not able to get the original, the receipts for that one.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to make a direct apology to Ms. Hudson.
May
May I turn and face her?
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I take full responsibility. And I'm so sorry for the damage that I caused to you and to the hurt that I caused to you. If I could take it back, if I could undo it, I would. I would completely undo it. I will never do anything like this again. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Is there anything you want to tell the court before I impose?
Same, Your Honor. Sorry, and I'm deeply regretful. I've learned from this. I think about this every single day. I do have complete remorse. I do have complete regret. And I intend to never repeat anything like this experience again.
This is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute, however, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of outpatient treatment, AA meeting attendance, and monitored abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation for a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance of recommended treatment. Therefore, the sentence of the court, I will place you on 18 months probation. You're to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $540 probation oversight fees, $2,720.82 restitution that is payable to Amy Hudson, but that is payable through the court. What can you pay today?
We're prepared to pay that in full today.
Pardon?
We are prepared to pay in full today, Your Honor.
Everything today?
Yes.
All right. And you do have then the restitution in cash, correct?
Yes, sir. We
Okay, very good. All right, all of that is payable today. There is to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as requested by probation. You are to complete the Dawn Farm outpatient program, including all aftercare recommendations with status reports to probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are to attend one AA meeting per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation that has, to my understanding, been completed.
Your Honor.
I will continue to scram tether for an additional 30 days in lieu of 4 days in jail. I'll order 93 days in jail. Credit 1, the balance is suspended.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You guys outside.
Court does call the case, People versus Naji Kahala.
Good morning, Your Honor. Dan Guerin on behalf of Naji Kahala.
Good morning, Your Honor. Naji Kahala.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Kahala and I have reviewed the pre-sentence report. It is accurate. We are asking Your Honor to follow the recommendation. Grateful to see it was recommended for the deferred sentence. He can pay all of his fines and costs today as well.
Sir, anything you want to tell the court before I impose that?
No, Your Honor. Just I'm happy and glad that we're able to take care of this.
Sentence of the court, you are placed on 12 months prosecutor deferred sentence. You're to pay $555 fines and court costs, $360 probation oversight fees that will be paid today.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as directed by probation. You're to complete an anger management program as directed by probation. There's to be no contact with Nassim Kasham or Caleb Kasham, directly or indirectly. There's to be no assaultive, threatening, or intimidating behavior on your part. You are not to possess any weapons, firearms, ammunition, or anything fashioned to be a weapon. I'll set a review hearing that's to be held May 13, 2026 at 9 a.m. I'll order 93 days in jail. Credit 2, the balance is suspended. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No. Hold on. Court calls the case of the People versus Ahmed Kahala.
Morning, Your Honor. Dan Guerin on behalf of Ahmed Kahala. Can you state your name?
Ahmed Kahala. Good morning, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm going to fill in for your attorney of record, Joe Simon. That's with your
Yes, sir.
consent. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. You have no objection to that?
No.
All right. Very good.
I'll keep it brief, Your Honor. I'm asking Your Honor to follow the recommendation that looks to mimic his brother and co-defendants.
Sir, anything you want to say to the court before I impose that?
No, I just want to say I'm very grateful for the deferred sentence and thank you guys so much.
Sentence of the court, 12 months prosecutor deferred sentence. You're to pay $555 fines and costs, $360 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that?
Today.
Thank you. Pay that today out at the counter.
Sir.
There's to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to random testing as directed by probation. You are to complete an anger management program as directed by probation. There's to be no contact with Nassim Kasham or Caleb Kasham, directly or indirectly. No assaultive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, ammunition, or anything fashioned to be a weapon. I'll set a review hearing that will be held on May 13, 2026, 9 a.m. I'll order 93 days in jail. That is suspended.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. They did not. Court does call the case People versus Derek Hall. Go ahead, Counsel.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate for Mr. Hall, who, Your Honor, I believe still is in Macomb County Jail. They were logged on this morning with another client. And I met with him.
They did not confirm the
Mr.
writ
Hall?
for this case.
Oh, okay. I would respectfully request an adjournment. We would be prepared to proceed at sentencing at an adjourned date. I did get to meet with him online, so at least that's square.
then what I will do is, who was the other? That was Mr.
That was Mr. Haslett.
We did.
And I did speak to the officers there. They don't have any information on the writ and they didn't physically have it.
Turn this to the 28th. Is that my understanding?
Yes, it is.
May 28th, 2025 at 12 noon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's it for that one. All right. Very good. Court's going to stand in recess. All right.
All rise. What's in the district court of the county, Western State of Michigan, is now back to session. The honorable Judge J. Stevenson.
You may be seated. Court does call the case People versus Amy Avey.
Good morning, this is the public defender, Laura, on behalf of Miss Evie. Say your name, please.
Amy Marie Avey.
You know, Miss Avey and I did not have a chance to speak prior to today. She's here for a show cause. I'd ask if you could provide to the court if and when you can pay some money on these cases.
I am on a fixed income. I get disability, $967 a month.
How much?
$967 a month. I've been put on disability for my breathing. I mean, I can do 50 a month, maybe, you know, that's all I have. That would be I don't, honestly, I forgot all about these charges because I did the jail time. So I didn't think.
Maybe adjourn this out, let you fill out the ability to pay. Why don't we do that and let's see what we can do about this.
Sure.
All right. So I'll adjourn this to June 11th, 2025, 9 a.m. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never fill out the paperwork and we'll take a look.
Give her your phone number. So we have it. And I'll get it.
Court does call the case of People versus Donald Foreman. Hmm. 610.
Yes.
Your name, sir?
Donald Foreman.
All right. You're here on a show cause for fines and costs. $610. You're obviously in custody right now. Do you have an out date at this point, or what are you in for?
The DV.
Who's it before me now?
Conky.
Okay, so you're okay. So when are you next scheduled to go to court?
It's supposed to be a Friday.
Pardon?
It's supposed to be Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of questions, but is that for a trial or pre-trial or
Trial.
for trial?
Bench trial.
I'm sorry?
Bench trial.
Bench trial on this Friday? All right. And that's the only thing that you have pending right now that's holding you? Let's do this then. I'm going to adjourn this matter to June 11th, 2025, 9 a.m. Let's figure out what happens with that, because right now you can't pay anything anyway.
No.
Okay. All right. We'll do it that way. Thank you, sir. Are you represented on that other matter, sir? Are you represented by the public defender?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time served.
Pardon?
Time served.
Time served on this matter? You mean? Well, you've got fines and costs. You've already been sentenced on it, but this is for the fines and costs. So maybe what I'm gonna do is, Ms. Perroni, I'm gonna have the PD represent him on this case so that you can, because what he has up there is gonna flip into that anyway.
Yeah, we'll track whatever happens there, and depending on how things proceed, get in touch with the court.
All right, real good. All right, thank you. Bridenthal,
So you're today's the day and time for a show cause. My office was in contact with him and was able to leave voicemail to a number we had for him to get no further explanation for his failure to appear. I would request an adjournment of the show cause record.
bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond is set in the amount of $25,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately. Court calls the case People versus Brian Gerard. 4 cases.
Morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perroni on behalf of Mr. Gerard. Mr. Gerard, please state the record.
Brian Gerard.
We're here for a show cause, I think, total, Mr. Gerard. So these cases are just about the money, Mr. Gerard. I think he owes about $3,000. Do you know if and when they're going to be released from custody?
Not yet.
So
He doesn't know when he's going to be released.
So I'd ask for an adjournment of the show cause hearing.
What does he have pending? At this
Possession.
I believe I believe they're still at the PCC stage, right? They're still before Your Honor. His Honor.
They're bound over.
Oh, okay.
When's your next date?
The 12th
of
June.
Okay. Give me a July date.
July.
All right. What I'll do is I'll adjourn these to July 9th. See where these are at. 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Court does call the case People versus Cesarius Edwards.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Taylor on behalf of Mr. Edwards, who should be present via Zoom.
Cesarius Edwards?
Yes.
Okay, I need a camera.
All right. Trying to get it. All right.
You got it. Okay. He owes what, $975?
I was able to discuss this with Mr. Edwards. He states to me that he can begin making $25 payments in 2 weeks. He recently started receiving unemployment benefits. He had gone through a long road with a lot of health issues. He now has these unemployment benefits and can start making $25 monthly payments. He's asking if the court would allow him to start those in 2 weeks.
Okay, defendant to pay $25 per month. That will begin on, why don't we just make it May 30th? All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Make sure to make those payments.
All right.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the People versus Jonathan Gibson.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perroni on behalf of Mr. Gibson, who I believe is on Zoom, Your Honor.
Don't have to check.
Gibson?
Your Honor, I did speak to him. I'm not sure why he's not here. He was actually here in court yesterday.
Yes, he was.
For another case. He did pay a make a $10 payment. I believe the end of April. He did say he was planning on making another $10.20 payment this week. He recently got back to work in his training to be a manager at Papa John's. So he thinks he's going to have some more income coming in.
How much does he owe? You don't know why he's not here.
No, I did speak to him and provided him with the Zoom information. He's usually pretty attentive. Your Honor, for the record, I've asked for an adjournment.
Gibson. No response, bench warrant, 15,000. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately. Court does call the case People versus Stephen Bernal.
Good morning, Your Honor. Edward Drukas on behalf of Stephen Bernal, who should be on Zoom. Mr. Bernal, could you unmute and state your name?
Stephen Bernal. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. We have reviewed the recommendation and the pre-sentence report. No additions or corrections to the actual report. We're asking that the court follow the recommendation.
Mr. Bernal, anything you want to say before the court imposes sentence?
No, sir.
$125 statutory fee, 93 days in jail, credit 93 served. You're all set.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Court calls case People versus Willie Henley.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Henley. Your Honor, I'm not.
Hello, what's your name?
Willie Henley.
Okay, there he is.
Oh, great. Your Honor, we were not able to speak prior to today's hearing. We did provide him the information. I'd ask that he provide the court with some information on his financial situation. I believe he owes $600.
I have $600 owed. How are you going to get that paid, sir?
I've been trying to make payments, but the court over the phone don't allow me to make payment. They want the whole thing at once. I'm a DoorDasher and I DoorDash on a bike, so it's hard for me to come up with exactly 600 at one time. So I've been trying to make payments, but over the phone. I don't live down Ypsilanti
I don't
anymore.
think you can make a payment over. You may not be able to make a payment over the phone.
I mean, yeah, I've been trying to do it over online on the thing, but they wanted the whole thing at once. On doc.
Well,
I'm doing it on
Mr.
doc.
Henley, how about this? Call the public defender's office, update your contact information, and I'll get with you and see if I can assist you on making the payments.
Okay, what's the number to the public defender?
222 69.
You can you can Google it.
Oh, Google it. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I can Google
You got a
it.
pen?
No, I don't have a pen. I'm outside, so I have to run to a building and try to find a pen.
You got somebody that can write this down?
No, I'm outside. I'm outside dancing. So I don't. I'm running over to a restaurant right now to the nearest one and grab me a pen. Sorry about that, Judge.
All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
222
222
6970.
6970.
Yes, sir.
We want that's 616 734.
734.
Okay.
All right, 734-222-6970. Call them, make sure they have a good phone number for you and an email address if you have one, okay?
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, I'm going to adjourn your matter to June 11, 2025, 9 a.m. Take care,
All
sir.
right. Thank you.
Court calls case, People versus Carlos Hicks.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate for Mr. Hicks, who may be present in Zoom. Sir, you're there. Can you please let me state your name for the court?
Carlos Hicks. Good, two cases.
So one's an EP felony.
It's a new felony. Yeah, I got it.
So Your Honor, I do not have an explanation for his failure to appear. I will say our office did leave a voicemail this last known number. I will ask for the adjournment for the record, and I did handle Mr. Hicks' case prior. He always has been very communicative, always would show up to court. I would ask for the record. I was not aware of the new, but new felony case.
Bench court will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $7,500. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately.
Thank you.
Case people versus Ibrahim. Is on, he's got a new felony or a new case anyway. That's already in warrant status. He's not here. How much do you have? Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $3,500. Give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue. Court calls case people versus Paula Johnson.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Johnson. Your Honor, do you mind if Ms. Johnson sits while we
Not a problem.
call her hearing?
How are you today, Your Honor?
I'm doing okay, Miss Johnson. How are you?
I'm here. Thank God for that.
Oh, can you state your name, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, Paula Johnson.
Your Honor, we are here for a show cause. I think Ms. Johnson owes about $218. She did.
Just didn't pay, so she can come back and see me.
That's
I know why she didn't do it.
See,
I know.
he knows.
I know.
Because he just don't ask me. He try to get all the way.
What?
That's it.
You said what?
Nothing.
No.
No, I said because he's so handsome, he think all the women be trying to get in to see him. That's what I said.
I did not say all.
No, I said that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
You
I
said
did not say that. Yeah, they come here to see Alan. They don't come here to see me. I'm just.
I don't get you in trouble. You know your wife will hit you.
What?
You know, I know your wife will hit you, so you better be happy.
Okay, Miss Johnson.
Look, see, that's how you know I'm telling the truth. Look at you just smiled knowingly.
Nothing else.
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave that.
Right. There you go.
All right.
I
So
didn't know I still owed you money though. First of all,
you didn't know?
I was the God I didn't. I would have.
I was shocked there was only one case left.
Now you know that was so. How do you do?
I just said it. I just said
okay.
I was just surprised only one case came in.
Touche. We do go way back, don't we?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that's a blessing, right? I'm in school, doing really good. Yeah, I am.
You're in school?
Yes.
What are you doing this time?
Criminal justice. He say this time.
Man.
Yeah, I know. I knew it.
You're in the criminal justice?
Yes, sir, I am. Doing quite well, by the way.
What?
I said I'm doing quite well, by the way.
Yeah. Given how you operated, you're probably an expert.
Little bit. On certain levels. Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I know.
All right. So how are you gonna get this paid?
I don't know. I was hoping you was just gonna let me not have to pay it because since I'm in such a dire strait right now. I mean, I paid the majority of it. I thought maybe you could say, well, she did so well.
Could I speak for my mother?
There go my page.
I just have a few.
You want to talk? This is your mother?
That's my baby. Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm kidding. Come on.
By the way, daughters myself and my mom, we are all obsessed with her. Just recently.
What's your name, first of all?
My name is Jolitha Addison.
Okay.
So just recently, my mother has had a lot going on. She had a bout of double pneumonia, and she spent about 4 days in the hospital for that. She got out and was out for about 3 days, whereas they had a car accident, her and my dad. They had a very bad car accident, which totaled their car. She had bruised her kidneys and was in the hospital for another 4 days at that point. Then at that point,
Let him know,
she got
no
out.
fault of mine, hold on.
It was no fault of her own, yeah, someone lost control of their vehicle on the highway.
And, yeah, and ran into,
And she got hit twice.
Yeah.
So she had spent about 4 days in the hospital. Then upon getting out from that, she was still very sick. And we had to take her back to the hospital for another 4 days. Because she just wasn't doing very good with the pneumonia. She was still struggling with that. She's still having to recover from that car accident. She's got to now try to figure out how to get another vehicle. I just asked that, kind of similar to what she's asking. She just doesn't really have the funds at the moment to try to come up with that. Even trying to do a payment would be a lot for her. She is in school, like she stated. She's doing her absolute best. She's been pulling in almost all A's and B's, and I'm so proud of her. She's been doing really good. As you see, like you said, the Stone case, she's been doing really good, and I'm very proud of her. That's all I have to say.
That's all?
That's all.
Okay, no, yeah, I was gonna let you keep going.
she believe I bet.
Well, no, because you know that there were not a lot of people coming up speaking good things about you before.
Well,
So you must have changed something.
Well, yeah. Yes, I
Maybe
did.
180, so she's doing really, really well.
What you stick your tongue? You stick your tongue out at really?
So there.
Really? So there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. You bring out the worst in me. What do you?
What? Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
I don't know. Miss Teresa, what is going on here? What's
how I bring out the worst in you?
I'm just kidding. Listen. Okay, what are we gonna do here?
I bring out the worst in you.
No, you don't.
I think they're doing a great job, honestly. I don't even need to be here.
Yeah.
I will add though, Ms. Johnson is on a fixed income. She gets a social security disability, is that right?
Yes, it is.
And she did do 92 days on this case.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
And it was not because I wanted to get, she just.
I kept on till I just had to do it, huh?
Huh?
I just had to be here with you, huh?
You just would not do anything I asked you to do.
That's true.
You decided, I'd say do something this way. You decided you want to do something else.
You said right.
And then finally it just came down and like.
And I had no qualms with that, and you know it.
Well, at the time you did.
Well, no, I didn't actually. I did what I needed to do and came on up out of there. It wasn't your fault, so I
know it wasn't my fault.
So why should I have any animosity or ill feelings against you? You're just doing your job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It was very nice of her to say. She was not like
As
this
if you could do
before.
anything.
I don't know what's happened.
What is wrong with you? What do you
This
mean?
is not the person I remember.
You know what?
Miss
That's
Polera,
that is
Miss
not
Polera,
right.
is this the person you remember?
You know, Your Honor, I do have to say I don't know what time that Paula came around to me. Probably the second or third. She did really well.
Thank you, Mr.
She did get her act together per se and was compliant with me on a later case than that. And she did do probation. She checked in with me. She was in school then and she was doing really well when she ended there. I do have to say that.
Thank you.
So everybody gonna stick up.
Oh, no.
It's about something.
You know what? You just
like
do
that.
not believe.
It's like a Paula festival.
You know, you're so wrong today.
What?
What did I do? What did I do? I've been doing really well here.
I would tell you, Judge, I would tell you if she was not doing what she was supposed to do, but she did. She did really well towards.
And you know she'd tell. She would tell you. Yes, she would.
Oh, I know she would.
There you go, see?
Because we had a lot of conversations like that, didn't we?
Yeah, we did on many occasions.
But
It's
came
the
around
truth.
to, came around.
I don't have no qualms with it. You know, you're wrong. You have to own up to it, so that way you can move forward, correct? At least that's the way I see it.
You got all A's and B's?
I've got a C. I ain't gonna lie to you, okay? I'm working on it.
What do you have a C in?
What do I have a C in? I have a C in, what is it? Right now, all I have is, I have, my math class. It's been a while, so I'm working my way back up to the B, you know, but it's different, you know. I haven't had math in a long time, so. I'm just saying, I'm working on it though. I don't have a defeatist attitude. I am going to get my degree this time. Bam, bar none.
This person that I see now, I have no doubt in my mind that she will.
Yes, sir. I guarantee you. Lord willing, I'll come back and show it to you. I'm looking forward to that one.
I think none of that I have to hold on to. She already made a mistake. So when is she gonna pay me my money?
You still,
You know, it's been nice chatting with you, but
I mean, I just don't have it. I'm honest with you. I don't. But,
so he's still here with you?
yeah, I actually
In fact, they're
married
being
him.
quiet this time.
Yeah, I married him.
He was jumping up and down last
maybe
time I
that's
threw
what
it
got
in.
him quiet, huh?
Huh?
I married him, so maybe that's what got him quiet.
Oh, y'all got married?
Yes, we did. What you look like that?
I just.
You didn't think?
I thought he was gonna run it. Well,
Now you know that's bad.
I'm just saying.
Bad.
I'm just saying. One day
You didn't think I was gonna
he
run.
was
You
looking
thought
like
he was
looking, winking at me like, take her so I can run. That's what I was getting from him. I'm just saying.
See, that's not the memo I got.
Well,
See,
I'm just saying.
I get it. I understand.
He and I were communicating.
And yeah.
So that's how I saw it.
I
guess I was wrong.
I can see that. You know?
All right.
That's a guy thing. It's okay.
It is a pleasure seeing you. It is
Always
a pleasure
to
to see that you are actually doing well and
Thank
doing the right thing.
Yes, sir. I'm doing my best.
So here's what I'm gonna do.
Yes, sir.
You already have paid the state fees, so I'm just gonna waive the entire balance.
Oh, God
I'm
bless
gonna
you.
just
Thank you.
get rid of everything. I'm doing that mainly because of, you know, if you have a daughter that will come up and say those great things about you, then I have to, and I believe what your daughter's saying.
Oh,
And so,
I don't lie, trust me.
well, but that, in a lot of ways,
She'll say good, she'll say bad. That's what
it's a lot of ways, that's what life's about. You raise kids, and when they can say good things about you,
Yes,
you've done your job.
it is.
So here's what I'm gonna do, on your promise, because
Yes, sir.
I would,
Oh, you ain't got to worry.
so I'm
Trust.
gonna waive that entire balance
Okay.
on your promise that when you have that degree, you come back here and you show me that
You
degree,
think I'm not when I am? Oh, my God. I can't
right? If you don't,
Okay. Well, okay.
if you don't come back and show me the degree and I find out that you got the degree, Alan and I are getting in the truck, we're gonna find you,
Oh, my God.
okay?
Not you and Alan.
Yeah, both of us,
Oh,
both of us.
okay.
All right, fair enough?
Well, Alan, for sure.
I don't know what that's
Okay.
about. All right,
Okay.
you take care of yourself.
God bless you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much, Justice.
Fella, you take care of yourself.
It's good to see you again. Thank you. You do good.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, guys.
Glad to see
God
you.
bless you.
We'll see you.
All right. Take care of yourselves.
No sovereign citizens, right, Judge?
Yeah, it is. Yes, sir. Court calls the case, People versus Aaron Pacini.
Good morning. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Pacini. Pacini is in inpatient. Is he here? Oh,
Yeah, he's here.
He's an inpatient at Dawn Farm.
Right
He
on.
said he was going to attempt to pay it. Did you make payment?
I'm-
Okay. You go ahead.
I'm not an inpatient.
Oh, okay.
I was an inpatient for 3 months, which is why my payment stopped. I talked to Alexis yesterday. He sent me the paperwork and said after I had court today to send it back to her and I can start back on my payment plan. So,
All right.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Pacini.
All right.
Thank
great.
you.
So so I don't need another day. I'll just send this over to collections. All right. So I'll just refer this over to collections. I'm not going to give you another date. You get
Okay,
back on
thank
your
you.
payment plan and stay
Yep.
sober, huh?
all right. I appreciate it. Have a nice day.
All right. You too.
All right.
Court calls case People versus Shakira Pillar.
For Ms. Fuller, who may be present for the exam.
Pillar? They're both on. No.
Your Honor, I was unsuccessful in reaching Ms. Pillar. I do understand that he still does have a balance. For the record, I would request an adjournment of the show cause.
Going to have to balance it. Then.
The show, just over 17.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear upon 15,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately. Today's People versus Dexter Pillar.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Payworth, and on behalf of Mr. Pillar, who should be on Zoom, but he may have dialed in, Your Honor. I believe he is currently at a doctor's appointment.
Pillar? It's the number you have, 81 and then 817.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's him. Yeah, he's unmuted, but. Mr. Pillar? You said he's at.
Can you
a
hear me?
doctor's
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Hello?
you now. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
It's okay. All right. He's got a warrant, 1482, that he needs to take care of.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will follow up with him and discuss getting that warrant resolved with him out of court.
All right.
As for the balance, my understanding has a $785 balance. We're asking for an adjournment of the show cause at this time. I was only able to talk to Mr. Pillar very briefly. He states to me he was in a bad accident somewhere recently, which is one of the reasons he's at a doctor today. He has to get treatment and shots. So I would ask for an adjournment of the show cause so I can have a longer discussion with him about getting on track with this.
July 9th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Pillar.
Thank you, sir.
Court does call the case People versus Lamar Pitts.